Hello, good evening. This is Christmas Day, 2021, and we're in the midst of a Omicron variant surge, but fortunately, most of us, my family, are staying safe. And since I'm a general pediatrician also, as I worked in urgent care yesterday, and I will be working in urgent care again tomorrow morning, I decided to address one of the most commonly talked about topic in general pediatrics, which is potty training. And I came up with this method myself because I just gathered my experience throughout the years, the decades, that I consult parents about the best way to potty train and how to avoid some of the pitfalls that can be associated with potty training, because the consequences can be pretty dire, as I'll explain later. So this method, I call it the less is more method. It's a play on word because my nickname is Les, and less is more also means that the less you expect up front from your child during potty training, the more likely that he or she is going to succeed. And I know it sounds counterintuitive, but that's exactly how it works, because if you set the expectation really high, if you kind of increase the demand, increase the expectation, then you're basically setting your child up for failure. And when it comes to potty training, we just want to avoid failure and disappointment as much as possible. So my method is really guided by one central principle. And you can say there are two parts of this central principle, and which is you want to associate potty training to all the positive emotions that you can possibly think of. So pride, happiness, joy, satisfaction, sense of accomplishment, high self-esteem, all these things, positive emotions, always associated with potty training. So when your child is working with a potty, it should be just loaded with happiness, happy moments, happy feelings. And the corollary is that you never want to associate any negative emotions with potty training, using the potty or the potty training process. So how do we do that? I break it down into 3 steps or 3 stages in potty training. The best way to start, usually around 18 months, is when most children have developed enough language skills. Most importantly, receptive language has to be sufficient in order for your child to understand the instruction, to cooperate with the commands. Expressive language usually is not adequately developed by 18 months, so vocabulary may be very lacking, but that's okay. All you need to do is saying potty, poo poo, pee pee, things like that, simple words. So the first stage is you want to build a very positive connection between your child and the potty. How do you do that? First of all, you buy the potty, and I will encourage, it doesn't need to be something fancy, but it should be something that looks kind of like a toy. It should be colorful. Maybe it can be shaped like a cartoon character or an animal or something. And just encourage your child to play with it. Be near it and spend the funnest things near the potty or sitting on the potty. So reading the favorite book, watching the favorite video, Thomas the Train video, Frozen video. And speaking of Frozen, I officially designate the Frozen theme song, Let It Go, as the official song for potty training. And because you don't want to hold it in anymore, you want to let it go. And that's how you potty. You're going to relax the sphincter. I know that's not technically in the lyrics of Let It Go, but relaxing the sphincter is important, obviously. So the first stage is to associate positive emotions. Doing favorite things, reading favorite book, watching videos, spending quality time with mom and dad, So that's the first stage. Second stage is to have your child sit on the potty fully closed with no expectation, hence the less is more method. Sitting on the potty, doing fun things. So the first stage is to get acquainted with the potty. Second stage is to sitting on the potty fully closed with the pull-up or the diaper still on. And keep on doing those things. And then the next stage is when you want to take away the middleman. The middleman which being the diaper or the pull-up. So again, no expectation of your child actually doing anything on the potty. So now he or she will be sitting on the potty with no diapers on, no pants, but doing some fun stuff, reading a book, watching video, etc. So that's the next stage. The final stage is you want to time it. You want to time the potty time to the time that your child is most likely to do his or her own business. And I think by this stage in his life or her life, you would know that when they're most likely to void, empty their bladder or empty their bowel, have a bowel movement. It could be first thing in the morning. Most children will want to just empty their bladder, so that's a good time to to start. And then having a bowel movement, usually there's some pattern to it. Some people do it first thing in the morning. Some people do it after dinner. So you know your child best. So just implement the schedule so that you would put your child without a pamper, without any pull-up, on the potty. And again, no expectation. Don't ask your child, don't force your child to say, okay, go, let's go. Because this is something that, as we know, sometimes the more you try, the harder it becomes. So the key is to let it go, right? So have your child sit on the potty, time it correctly, so this increases the chance that something will happen in the potty during this time. And once again, just wait for something to happen. Of course, one of these days, hopefully very soon, something will happen in the potty. And then what do you do now? Well, you need to throw a potty party. What I mean, what's a potty party? Potty party is something you plan ahead of time. So I kind of presented to you as a surprise, but this is something you have to prepare in advance. So I would say even by stage 2, you should get all the party supplies ready. Put it in a closet, put it away. Just say, saving it for birthday or something. But as soon as potty or pee, poop, whatever happens inside the potty, you throw a potty party on the spot. Right then, right now. Drop everything. Potty party is high priority. Get all the party stuff from the closet. Put on the party hat. Get one of those things that you blow and then the thing that shoots out. Get confetti, whatever it takes. Cupcakes. Have a party on the spot right away. And then your child would not only have all these positive, happy feelings associated with the potty, but he or she will realize, all I need to do to have a potty party is just to use the potty. Wow, that's kind of, easy thing for me to do. So, that will highly encourage your child to keep on doing this. So one success after another. So like I said earlier, what's also equally important is that you want to avoid associating any negative emotions to potty training. So there will be accidents. There will be, sometimes they will pee on the pants or poop will come out and there will be a smear. There will be a wet fart sometimes. So no disappointment, no disapproval. Just say, oh, okay, well, let's clean up. That's it. No judgment, no value attached. I know it's kind of annoying that you have to do laundry or you have to wash poop out of the underwear. But hey, as we know, shit happens, right? So no bad feelings, no shaming, no embarrassment, okay, no scolding. And this will be very successful. And one last thing I want to mention is that staying dry at night is not part of potty training. I repeat, it's not part of potty training. Most children, on average, will be successfully potty trained around the age of 3 or so. Girls usually do it about 6 months prior. Boys would take usually longer, but usually by 3.5, most boys would also get there. But most children would not be able to stay dry at night at that age. They would still need to wear a pull-up or a diaper at night. Because, just like I said, when you're in a court of law, you can plead the insanity plea. Because when you're not mentally capable of controlling your action, you should not be held accountable for your behavior. Well, same thing goes for staying dry at night, right? When you're asleep, when you're passed out, unconscious, how can they be held accountable for controlling their bowel or bladder? They shouldn't. They cannot. It's unreasonable. So staying dry at night is something that happens hormonally, chemically inside their body. There's actually a chemical message that's released from their brain that sends a message to the kidney and tell the kidneys to stop making so much urine because this person is asleep. So that happens just with time, with maturation. And most of the time, I would say, 90% of the kids, by the time before they turn 6, they will automatically get there. How would you know if they're there? Well, you continue to put on pull-ups at night, but if they're staying dry consecutively for 2 weeks without a single wet diaper, then you're there. They're just very unlikely that they're going to have an accident. Accident will happen from time to time, but it's not going to be a frequent occurrence. So there you go. That's the lowdown on potty training, and I hope that's been insightful, useful for you, and happy potty party. Bye.